name's Brandon Finley. I live at 806 Denton Street. 2017 seems like a really long time away right now, but it can't come soon enough, I'm sure, for a lot of us. I like jokes too. Reducing setbacks is also a joke. Down to 750 feet is great. You know, there's a 750-foot crater in Palo Pinto County from a blowout of a well. In Arlington, they had an eighth of a mile where they had to evacuate over 100 homes when they had a blowout there. If you start looking at, you know, we're talking about numbers here and how if you put a 2 acre square on a board and you start doing setbacks around it, that's a long distance, right? But 660 feet is an eighth of a mile, and they had over 100 homes in Arlington they had to evacuate. Same thing. Karn City had a quarter of a mile dead zone blowout when one of theirs was. A quarter of a mile is 1,320 feet. So 1,000 feet is not really enough either. And we've gone between 1,000, 1,200. Now we're talking about 750. None of that's enough to protect anybody. And if you're not going to side with the stronger cities who have stronger ordinances, then how are we going to fight HB 40 at all? Which is, I know y'all don't worry about that, but I also want to know why water sources like surface water and drinking wells aren't part of a protected use. Is that something that can be brought up to the zoning board? Anyway, we're telling these oil companies that basically they can drill wherever they want if they get the paperwork or they go get a waiver so that they can do shorter setbacks. The reason the setbacks are there are for protection from things like blowouts. And just letting them put it wherever they want is a joke on local control, and we're going to be the punchline. So we got all that to look forward to that Arlington and Irving and all these other places have to look forward to. So that's all I have to say, really. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Shula, you're up, and on deck will be Deb Armintor.
Hi, my name is Shula Armintor, and I live on 2003 Mistywood Lane, of course, in Texas. And I was asked by a couple of, well, mostly, I was asked by Keely Briggs to attend this meeting because I had really good ideas and about caring for Denton and what will happen in our future. And well, I made sort of like a diagram.
Okay.
If I call it.
Have the overhead, please.
And so,
they'll bring it into focus.
Who's doing that?
And so I drew like a diagram of
There we go.
of something that will
Come on.
will basically say what has been happening and
There we
going
go.
on. Or so let's say you live here, the city. That is point D. The fracking site, I searched this up. I tried to draw it. Trust me, I'm not a good artist. But
you are.
here's the fracking site, which is point A. Let's say you live in the city, and here's B. Here is, let's say, a house close to the fracking site, like in the area. And let's say you live in the city, right here. And let's say you want to move here, but you don't know that the fracking site is here. So you could look over the property of the land and say, but anyways, it would not be safe to live here. Because us kids, we usually don't have a say in things like this. So, if our parents want to move here, we have to move there with them. We can't stand up and say, no, we don't want to go here. Because honestly, safer option would be here. Living away from where it would be. But yeah, kids, some of my friends and I care about wildlife and nature and what's happening out there. Outside of man-made structures. And if we keep them safe, then we're also keeping us safe. The water is part of nature, part of our lives. And as long as we keep that safe, then we keep everything else out there safe.
We have some people who have some questions for you, but before I recognize them, since I'm the chair, I get to speak first. Thank you so much for the email you sent me about the trees. I do remember getting that. Thank you. Councilmember Briggs.
I wanted to thank you for coming and for the email on trees, and I did invite her to come speak because she has a lot of good views, and sometimes the things that kids say are things that we don't think about. And so when you said that, you do have to move where your parents go, and it might not, and sometimes children are more affected by their environment than the adults, and so I appreciate your perspective on that. Thank you for coming.
Councilmember Johnson.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, we can only ask questions from up here. We're not allowed to make statements. So I'm going to ask you a question. Did you know that you are amazingly cute, bright, and full of courage to come up here and talk to all of us the way that you did? So kudos to you for that. And did you also know that if you and my 7-year-old daughter Caroline got together, that your dad and me would be doing exactly what you told us to do? So stay away from my daughter. I need to have a chance. Thanks for coming.
Councilmember Roden.
Is it Shula?
Shula.
Well, thank you so much. How old are you, if you don't mind I ask?
7.
7? Does that put you in, what, second grade next year?
3rd grade.
3rd grade. Okay, awesome. Well, I wanted to thank you as well. You're very articulate. I love the diagram, and if you don't mind getting that to our city secretary so she can make copies for the rest of us, we'd appreciate that. Thank you for your perspective.
You're welcome.
Councilmember Hawkins.
Thank you, Mayor. If you could get with our city staff and teach them how to properly do diagrams, that would be great. I finally understand one. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Shula. Thank you so much for being here.